Hi there, I'm Tiffany Rodius from the Guyana Revenue Authority. This week we focus on how to regularize your small business operations with the GRA. We'll focus on why register your business with the GRA, what are the requirements for a GRA compliance, and allowances that are afforded to self-employed individuals. Focus on GRA begins now. Welcome to another edition of Focus on GRA, a program of information for taxpayer education. As Guyana's economy continues its rapid growth, there are now more opportunities for businesses, especially small businesses, to benefit. However, access to the many financial opportunities offered by the government of Guyana begins with compliance. Here is how a small business operator can link their business to their TIN.
A taxpayer identification number, commonly called TIN, is a 9-digit number that is issued by the GRA and is required for individuals or businesses who want to do business in Guyana or even open a bank account. The GRA issues TIN certificates to individuals, partnerships, and companies. However, a self-employed person or small business operator is classified as a sole trader and must link their business to their individual TIN. Principal Manager of the Central Data Processing Unit, Ms. Chanel Evelyn, explains more.
For individuals who are sole trader, they will approach the GRA with their business registration, and the GRA will update the business information under the individual TIN. When you operate as a sole trader, your individual TIN will be used for the business.
It is important to know that to link your business name with your TIN, you must have a business registration. This document is obtained from the Deeds and Commercial Registry. Any individual above the age of 18 can apply for a business name at the Deeds and Commercial Registry. After linking your business to your TIN, self-employed persons and small business operators are obligated to purchase all necessary licenses and practice certificates where applicable and have same prominently displayed. For instance, an accountant practicing privately is required to have a tax practice certificate. If the business is a shop, then you must have a shop license. In addition to necessary certificates and licenses, a self-employed or small business also has tax obligations to the GRA. If the business operations employ persons, then PAYE must be deducted and remitted to the GRA as explained by Manager of the Tax Advisory Services, Ms. Tanisha Wright.
Once you are going to claim the payment of their wages as an expense, you must deduct the appropriate taxes from them.
A small business operator will also be subjected to advance income tax, which must be remitted to the GRA on a quarterly basis on or before April 1, July 1, October 1, and December 31. Small business operators are required to maintain proper books and records for at least 8 years and submit income tax returns and supporting financial statements on or before April 30 of each year. A small business may be subjected to other tax obligations depending on the nature of the business. Small business operators are encouraged to be compliant.
As a small business, you can become compliant. We'll work with you, we'll encourage you, we'll hold your hand. We say to you, in your first year, come in with an estimation. Let us know what you're making, taxes you can pay. That's the first step, and we'll get you on your way.
The Government of Guyana, through the Small Business Procurement Program, allocates 20% of government procurement for registered micro and small businesses. A key requirement to register a business with a Small Business Procurement Program is a compliance certificate from the GRA. Here is how to apply for a compliance.
A tax compliance certificate is a document issued by the GRA as proof that an individual or company is compliant with their tax obligations in keeping with the Income Tax Act, Chapter 8101. Any small business operator desirous of accessing government contracts or projects can apply for a tender compliance. There are 3 types of tender compliance issued by the GRA: temporary, standard, and trusted traders. A small business who is not fully compliant, that is, all returns have not been filed nor taxes paid, can apply for a temporary compliance. This is valid for 3 months and costs $1,000. This one-time compliance allows a small business to still bid for government projects while getting its tax affairs in order. Tax specialist Sam David Aaron explains more.
If you come to GRA for compliance and your taxes, your defaulter is not up to date, we're going to give you a temporary compliance which lasts 3 months so that you can conduct doing your business. In the meantime, because before 10 years you submit return, it doesn't matter. But once you now come to us, we're going to be like, look, probably you didn't know. Right? We don't judge. We're going to give you a time, 3 months, to get yourself in order. So you conduct your business. We will work with you so that you could pay all these outstanding taxes in the last 10 years. We have debt management that put you on a payment plan.
After meeting your tax obligations, a small business can apply for a standard compliance, which costs $2,500 and is valid for 1 year. The Trusted Traders compliance costs $5,000 and is valid for 3 years. To apply for a tender compliance certificate, the following documents are required: completed compliance application form, updated business registration certificate.
Contractors who wish to qualify for government contracts must fulfill their obligations of ensuring that all taxes and returns are filed and pay all taxes.
Applications can be submitted by emailing compliance@gra.gov.gy or lodged at the compliance desk at your nearest GRA office. If you are authorizing someone to uplift, you must attach the authorization along with copies of the ID or passport. A small business operator can register their business for the Small Business Procurement Program through the Small Business Bureau. For more information and requirements, email info@sbb.gov.gy or visit www.sbb.gov.gy.
Small business operators are obligated under the Income Tax Act to pay advance income tax on a quarterly basis to the GRA.
Self-employed individuals are obligated to file the following returns and submit the following documents. 1 individual income tax return. The following supporting documents must be attached to the individual tax return: balance sheet and profit and loss statement as prepared by an accountant or tax preparer, which is optional. Financial statement summaries such as provided by the Guyana Revenue Authority dealing with the balance sheet and profit and loss and statement. In addition, loss relief schedule may be applicable, wear and tear schedule if applicable, mortgage interest relief, Form 4s if applicable, medical and life insurance statements if applicable. Submit monthly and annual PAYE return if they have employees. Self-employed individuals who have fulfilled their filing statutory tax obligation will benefit from the following: apply and obtain their tax compliance certificates with ease. Obtain mortgage interest relief if they have a mortgage on their first home. Obtain a tax refund. Make claims for additional deductions as well. An individual involved in business or trade is only allowed to claim expenses wholly and exclusively incurred or expended by the business in the year in which the expense occurred. Some examples of these expenses are NIS paid on behalf of employees, if applicable, salaries and wages paid, if applicable, bank interest and charges on loans, rent paid by any tenant of land or building occupied by him to acquire the income, rates and taxes on immovable property, any sums expended to repair of premises, plant and machinery employed in acquiring the income. However, it must be noted that there are certain deductions that a self-employed individual cannot claim in their financial statements. Examples of such deductions are domestic and private expenses, such as school fees for children, electricity charges for residential purposes, groceries for the home, Any disbursement or expenses not being money wholly and exclusively expended or laid out for the purpose of acquiring the income. Any capital withdrawn or any sums employed or intended to be employed as capital. Any sum recoverable under any insurance or contract of indemnity. Rent of or cost of repairs to any premises or part of premises not paid or incurred to produce the income. All income, property, and capital gains taxes, identical or similar taxes. Self-employed individuals are entitled to various deductions and allowances when calculating their chargeable incomes. First, personal deduction. An individual is allowed $1,680,000 or 1/3 of his or her total income from all sources. Secondly, child deduction. A deduction of $120,000 for each child. Thirdly, mortgage interest relief deduction. Right? That's if applicable. Also, medical and life insurance deduction, wear and tear allowance. A self-employed individual may claim wear and tear allowances for any plant, machinery, equipment, building, or housing machinery that is owned and used for the purpose of generating income. Self-employed individuals can conveniently file their income tax return from the comfort of their own homes by using the GRA's online Optimal platform. To file your return using the online platform, you must first have an e-services account. If you do not have an Optimal e-services account, kindly visit the GRA's website and register for an account so that you can file your return online. Additionally, you can find guidance on how to register for an e-services account on the GRA's website, social media platforms such as YouTube and Facebook.
And with that, we've come to the end of another Focus on GRA. To access more information on how to meet your tax obligations, visit the GRA's website, gra.gov.gy. You can also send us your inquiries via email to grapublicrelations@gmail.com or taxadvisory@gra.gov.gy. And don't forget to follow us on our social media pages for up-to-date tax-related information. This was Focus on GRA. I'm Tiffany Rodriguez. Thank you for watching.